Gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Guys, in this video, we are going to be going over how to navigate the game when you're broke, how to be a G when you don't have money. Because as most of us are and most of us understand, we are starting from the bottom. We weren't born into some lineage of having all this money. And hey, maybe if you're watching this and you have money, whatever, this guide will still be able to show you how to be a fucking G. But more importantly, how I became a G while still being broke. Because at the end of the day, guys, most of us start off broke, like I said, right? And so you need to learn how to move when you don't have money, bro. Because I'll get exactly into why, but what I want to start off with is this is by far going to be one of the most, I think, fire videos I've made to date. But you can see here, I got a bunch of pictures on when I was broke. I was still getting girls, bro. Had one of the finest girls go to prom with me in high school. Was absolutely fucking, probably had like $2 in my bank account at this point. Was still getting, like, in the process of getting in shape, trying to get in shape, right? Here, buzzed my head at one point completely. And then a couple other pictures are fast forward to today, right? You're still a G, which I'll get into all that. And then over here, and want to emphasize this, we got a young boy, a young fucking G. And again, I'm going to get into exactly why this picture is so important. So, without further ado, gentlemen, let's get into a G's guide to being broke. Guys, the first thing we need to understand, why is this important? Okay, why is being a G when you have no money important? Why not just wait and become a G when you have money? And this is exactly why. Money emphasizes who you are, bro. They always say, like, what money does is, like, when you have habits and you have certain things that you like, the only thing that money does is put more flame into the fire to the person that you actually are, okay? So I want to give you this example. If you're a fucking clown, okay, like, you're a fucking clown, you're a dude that's, playing video games, eating all this junk food, you're always the loudest fucking person everywhere you go. You don't know how to act or behave. All this shit, okay? In short, you're a clown. There's a lot more that goes into that. And then all of a sudden, you make money. Guys, if you're a clown and then you just start to make a lot of money, you are literally a fucking clown with money, okay? This is very important for you guys to understand, okay? Because the way you are viewed, I'm sure many of you know, in this current day, like, think of some people in your life that you know that have money, but you can tell that they are absolute fucking clowns, and you don't want to be this guy, bro. And so, what do you then have on the other side? You have a fucking G, a broke G, right? A young fucking dude. What happens when you've always been a G, okay? What happens if you've been a young G and you start to make money, all of a sudden, you become a fucking G with money, all right? So that's why it's important to learn how to be a G when you don't have money, because there's so much to it. There's so much that comes with being a G, and I'm gonna get into all of that, but it's very important for you guys to understand the difference between being a G with money and being a fucking clown with money. Because personally, I know too many of these guys, and I'm just like wondering how the fuck were they able to just master a skill and not be in self-realization of they're a fucking clown. So, boys, again, why, another couple other reasons as to why it's important to be a G, right? Number one, the respect. Like I was just mentioning, I know a bunch of dudes that are clowns with money. Bro, they're fucking clowns, bro. You have no respect for dudes that have money that act like fucking children still. Okay, and so becoming a G, even if you don't have money, I promise you, if you become a G, in the things that I'm going to explain here, you will still be respected, even though you don't have money, okay? The second reason as to why you want to act like a G is because you want to act like the person you want to become. And a lot of the frameworks, a lot of the things I'm going to dive into, literally are in direct correlation to the person that you usually look up to when you do have the money. More so like the way you act, the way you dress, and all those kind of things. And so in some way, shape, or form, this is like manifestation, right? You're acting like the person you want to become. The next thing, guys, is in becoming a G, you really develop an indestructible mind. a fucking iron plate around your head, your ears, your face that you can still see through, but you don't allow anything to come in. You don't allow anything to fuck with you because you're a G, right? And then the biggest thing by far in all of this is understanding, guys, that money doesn't make you. You make money. You're still a G with it or without it. And I've had this problem a couple times in my journey because there were times, bro, where I would have to drive this yellow Nissan. I wish I had a picture of it, but it's this yellow Nissan Elantra. It's like a 2001 or 19 something, whatever it was. And I didn't feel like, the best way to put this is I didn't feel like a G driving that car, bro. Like, I felt like this worthless dude just because I didn't have the money. And to this day, there is still a sense of that. Like when I do drive that car, it still makes me feel a little weird. But more so is like now I'm able to get it, for example, because we still, or my family still has this car, by the way. It's getting to the point where what I'm trying to get you to understand is when I do drive this car now, okay, and I've adapted this mindset of being a G and I've developed this through years of work, it's like I don't mind driving in this car because it's not the money that makes me, it's me that makes the money. And it's understanding that I have money and that I'm able to make money and that I'm, just well put together in every facet of life, regardless of what kind of car it is that I'm driving. But then also, in a sense, I don't like driving that car because there's a couple different things that go into it that I'll get into in another video. But in short, it's just like I feel a little weird, but I'll get into that in another video because it's completely off topic. So now that we understand why we must become a G, I want to give you guys a clear definition of what a G is in my eyes, okay, so that we can have everything laid out before we get into how to become one. Because how can you become something you don't know what it is, right? And so what is a G? To me, guys, a G is somebody that is calm in chaos. He always sits there. He's very fucking calculated, meaning there's always intention behind the things he's doing. He's not just doing things randomly or without intention. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's clean. He's always well put together. His clothes, he doesn't have fucking stains on his shirt from the soda or the chips he just ate while he was playing video games. His video game controller is all oily from the chips in his hand. Like a G is clean. His fingernails are trimmed. His teeth are brushed. His tongue, his breath smells good. A G is clean, okay? Leading on to, he's well dressed. Kind of correlates to being clean. Whenever you see this guy, you notice that it doesn't matter what he's wearing, but somehow whatever it is that he does put on is well put together. It's like the combos go clean. It's like every time you see this man, he looks good in whatever it is he's wearing, right? And then after that, he's indestructible. Again, has this iron fucking plate, this shield around his head that he can see out of, but nothing can come through, nothing can see in. This man does not let anything affect him because he's built an indestructible mind, okay? And because he's built an indestructible mind, he thinks he is better than everyone. Now, this is definitely one of the ones I want to quickly touch on in more detail because, guys, I personally don't think I would be in the position that I am today if I didn't think in some way, shape, or form that I was better than everyone. Because me allowing myself to say that I am better than everyone, that's what has allowed me to get ahead of everyone. That's what has allowed me to put in the work, to think highly, think better of myself, right? But then at the same time, I want to make sure it's clear that you guys don't really think this is more so in the sense that I am more valuable than anyone. But then at the same time, there is a correlation there. And I am as real as possible. Like in some way, shape, or form, I do think I am more valuable than everyone, right? And it's just because that framework has allowed me to put more work in and basically see myself on a higher scale that has allowed me to, or basically propelled myself to completing the work and doing things because I've seen myself at like highly, essentially. But just want to, you understand kind of the dynamic there. The next thing is, guys, a G knows what he is capable of, okay? In every sense. He understands that he can. okay, because he's built an indestructible mind. He understands that anything he wants to do, he can. Okay, he's capable of being dangerous. He's capable of making money. He just knows he has to put in the work. He understands how the world works. Okay, what else is a G? A G is a fucking pimp. All right, a G gets many women, or he has a wife, whatever it is. But women is not a problem in his life. Whenever you think of a G, you know that women come easy to a G. Whether it was finding a beautiful wife, or whether it's just hoes or getting the bitches, whatever it is, women has never been a problem in his life, okay? And so that's what a G is. And then the next thing, obviously, all of these coming together, guys, a G is always fucking respected. Okay, whenever you see this guy, you know that he is him, basically, what I'm getting at. This is the fucking boss man. And then on top of that, he's fucking feared. You know not to fuck with this guy. You know that if you do some stupid shit, you're gonna get fucking punched in the face, right? Or if you try, like, you get the dynamic there that he is feared. He is capable of making danger happen. And so that's what I personally think goes into being, like, what a G is essentially, right? So how do you become a G? Now that we understand what it is, I have 6 main points that I'm going to dive into, guys. The first thing is, when you want to become a G, you must master your mind. Okay, you must do this through failure, through being alone, and being consistently failing, consistently adapting challenges. The next thing is you must master your body. You must be, like, whenever you think of a G, I don't want you to think of a fucking G that's fat in a tank top just sitting there and has bitches around him. Like, to me, that's not really a fucking G, bro. To me, that's a bum. To me, that guy, it shows me that guy is fucking lazy. He has no discipline in his life, and he's not going anywhere. When you become a G, you must master your mind and your body, okay? Now, on top of that, you must master a high income skill. Guys, you don't think of a G, okay, when he's broke, right? Usually, whenever you think of a G, you understand that he has women, he has money, he has all of these things, okay? And in being a G and trying to navigate the game when you're broke, you need to understand that you need to actively be mastering a high income skill, because that's how you will essentially become the top level G, right? Again, a G with money, it's just going to make you more of a G. The next thing is women. Obviously, you need to learn how to make sure that women isn't a problem in your life. Sexual relationships isn't a freaking faucet that's not able to have any water come out. It should be always on whenever you need it, or whatever it is, right? And so really mastering the dynamic of having women in your life and sexual relationship is very important, in my eyes, to being a G and being a dude in general, right? The next thing is clean style. Again, this taps back into being very clean, well put together, dressed, hair, all the stuff that we'll get into. And then the last one, again, fucking dangerous. A G lives like he only lives once, bro. He takes risks, all of these things. He's capable of fighting, all of that. And so, let's get into the fucking specifics. So, the first thing, obviously, is you need to master your mind, because this is where everything stems from. Okay, so how do you master your mind? You can see here that I have a picture of when I really first started my entrepreneur journey. This was pretty much 4.5 years ago. This was one of the first videos I ever posted on YouTube. Kind of blew up, honestly. I think it has 40,000 views. It's on this page. If you scroll all the way back, you'll be able to see it. This is when I initially got funded for FTMO for $10,000 in trading capital. But you can see, this was in the very beginning stages of me mastering my mind, and then fast forward to today, right? And you can see how mastering your mind changes everything else about your body, okay? You can see my hair, bro, my face, I got fat all over. Like, look at my eyes, the way I'm resting there. Like, just wasn't, it was a hard time, brother, I promise you. But fast forward to today, you can see clean, fucking in shape, bro. Clean fucking face, clean haircut, all of this stuff, okay? And so, how do you do this, bro? How did I do this? You master your mind through failure, bro. Because what does failure lead to? Failure leads to learning. When you fall, it's in the process of you getting back up where you learn something. where you now understand how hard something is, where now the significance is built, where now the character is built, right? And so really understanding that failing is where you build the mind, because most of the time, guys, you won't really get to the point where you want to change your life. Like this kind of video, you won't really get to the point where you want to become a G and this and that if you haven't had some sort of pain, or you haven't had some sense of failure that's now made you learn and want to change. And so really understanding that failure is how you're going to change your mind. Now, what happens after you fail? It leads to isolation, right? Failing and being by yourself is by far one of the best periods that you can go through. At least in my life, during COVID, during when I cut everybody off, when there was no women in my life, where there were no distractions, I couldn't go anywhere because literally COVID shut it all down. Like everything was closed. I was by myself. And in being by yourself, you learn that you must do the hard shit by yourself because there's nobody else there. And so when you what happens is when you realize you have to do all the hard shit by yourself, you learn how to deal with all of this shit, with all of the problems by yourself. And this is what leads to the mastery in the mind, right? Because, bro, at the end of the day, it's just you and your mind. That's literally it. So you need to master you and your mind. Learn how to fucking calculate and move everything up here if you know that this is where everything stems from. And so that leads to the next thing, which is you need to become comfortable alone. In the process of you failing and being in isolation and understanding how to navigate these problems, this process will come by itself. I at least for me, going to the gym by myself, working by myself, becoming a trader, pretty much having this lonely journey has mastered isolation in my life, where I can go to the movies by myself if I feel like it. I can go and eat by myself without feeling weird. Because I would rather do that at this point because nobody's fucking bothering me. But really becoming comfortable alone and being able to be in line with your body and mind will help you master this, okay? And then, obviously, guys, to consistently evolve, consistently learn, right? You need to be consistently putting yourself in positions where you're able to thrive. Because if you do this and then you become comfortable, what happens is you fall off, bro. You stop learning, you stop growing, and then your mind leads to being comfortable again, and that's when the bad habits come back in, and that's where you, again, start to fall off with a fucking blade. You no longer are razor sharp. And so consistently learning, consistently failing, consistently exploring, consistently being uncomfortable will continuously keep you on your feet and continuously making you realize that you need to improvise, you need to adapt. And that's what will keep you sharp. That's what will keep your mind consistently growing and consistently being able to practice. And what do we know? That practice is how you stay sharp and how you get better and all these things. So that's really how you can master your mind, okay, in the first part of becoming a G. Now, the second thing you must master is your body. And why did I not put your body first before your mind? It's simply because, guys, in understanding that everything stems from here, your actions stem from here. So you can't change your body without changing your mind. So that's why the basically mind was first, now body, because once you change your mind, it's very easy to change your body. So body mastery, okay, this was me 4.5 years ago. This was me 2 years into my fitness journey. Just 2 years. You can see here I'm fucking shredded. Got the obliques on the side, bro. Got the six-pack going. Arms are fucking looking jacked. Got the chain. Like, I'm a fucking G, bro. That's what I'm getting at here. It's because I mastered my body. I look like a fucking G. I feel like a G. I give off that G energy, right? And so how did I do this? I did this through going to the gym, okay, through fitness, through weights. I threw calisthenics in here. I don't do calisthenics, but if that's something you're into, also works. You do this 5 to 6 times a week. You go to the gym 5 to 6 times a week, guys. And this literally, what this body mastery, what this fitness allows you to do is adapt a different kind of lifestyle. This is no longer like a chore or something you have to do. This is a lifestyle. It becomes part of your day-to-day. It's just like a normal thing that you do when you wake up before you go to sleep, right? And so this is what my split looks like Currently on Monday I do chest, Tuesday I do back, Wednesday I do legs, Thursday I do chest, Friday I do shoulders, and then Saturday I do arms. Sunday I have an active rest day. I think you should be moving every single day, but you can see this is my split for now. Guys, if you want to join my community, the Brotherhood, it's going to be down below. I have a lot of this information in there as far as like the workouts I do and all this stuff. But as we know, like fitness is fairly simple. The information's out there. You don't have to join my community to understand how to get better in the gym. It's just a community I've built for the boys that want to get better, that want to make money, all these things, links in the description. So after you've built your body and now that you are respected, now that you look like a killer, you must actually learn how to be a killer. You must learn to fight. Physical combat, whether that's boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, karate, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, and so I heavily did boxing, but I want to get into Muay Thai and kickboxing, and so that's still something I'm going to be doing. But you want to be capable of fighting. You need to be capable of protecting, essentially, because now that you look like a killer, you don't want to, like I always said, it's better to look like you're not in shape and be able to fight than be in shape and not be able to fight, right? And so I made sure that if I look like I can fight, I need to make sure I can fight, right? And so literally mastering physical combat in some way, shape, or form. Learn how to protect yourself, learn how to protect your territory, learn how to protect your family, if it comes down to it, right? Because that's like, dude, this is like the basic shits in being a man and being a G. You need to fucking do this. I shouldn't have to explain this, okay? And how do you do this? Go take classes, go to a boxing gym, go literally, like, figure it out, okay? You understand what I'm saying. The next thing, guys, is in understanding that we're literally going to battle, we're going to fight, we're doing all this shit, we're putting all this strain on our body, on our mind. Guys, a beast must recover after battle. A conqueror always needs to have a good night's rest, okay? And so what does this mean? This means you need to be making sure that your nutrition is straight, okay? The shit that you put into your mouth has direct correlation to your body, bro, and the way you're gonna feel, the way you're gonna act, the energy you're gonna have. And so nutrition, we don't want any heavy processed foods in this entire area of building our body, bro, and building our mind on top of that. These two correlate heavily together, and on top of that, doing proper recovery exercise. So like sauna, cold plunging, meditating, bro, sitting there and thinking and having your body come in line with one. All of this is very important when it comes to just the other side of fitness, because we understand how much work this all takes. So now we must also understand how much work our body is doing on the inside, and giving it the proper nutrition, giving it the proper sleep, recovery that it needs in order to have us be able to perform at the best of our ability, okay? So the next thing you must do, again, is learn a high income fucking skill, bro. I have a picture right here of me obviously recording like I am right now, building a personal brand. This is a high income skill. If you want to work with me one-on-one on how the fuck to monetize your passion, how to get paid to make videos and live for a living, it's the first link in the description. But a G is never just not going anywhere with his life, bro. A G knows where the fuck he's going. A G is always working towards something. Okay, again, I don't want you guys to think of a G as just like a pimp that sits there with some bitches and he's fat and he's eating and maybe has a couple guns on the table. Like, no, that's a fucking bum. Okay, if you're going to be a G, you need to make sure that you're doing something with your life, that you're going somewhere, that you got big fucking plans in mind. Okay, and what does this all do? This keeps you working, bro. This keeps you busy. This constantly doesn't let you and doesn't allow for time for you to just fucking go by. Doesn't allow time to just pass. Doesn't allow you to just sit there and do nothing. This keeps you working. This keeps you active, keeps your brain going. Okay, now what are some good examples? Starting a business. Guys, there's so many problems that you must solve in starting a business. And so what this does is it literally helps you with your problem solving skills. Now, there's many businesses to start. Obviously, I just named one, personal branding. Again, if you want to work with me, it's a link in the description. But that's just an example of a business. You can start many fucking businesses. There's a million businesses to start. Just choose one and stick with it, right? The next thing you can do, and which is a great high income skill as well, is sales. Why? Because sales is constant skill improvement, like communication skills, cold approach skills, cold calling skills. Just basically, this sales allows you to get to a point in where you're able to be well put together when it comes to all of those things. Again, being able to shake somebody's hand properly, stand up straight, communicate effectively and properly, being able to close deals, being able to ask the uncomfortable questions. And so, really, these two things I think are vital to your success as a G and to you being able to make money and just really, again, tap into the highest level of becoming a G. And so, again, just want to really emphasize that these two are what are going to do it for you. All right. The next thing, just a quick picture you can see. So this is me currently, right, putting out videos, and then this was me working in sales a couple years ago, just dressed properly, right, got the hair clean cut, of course, took a picture in the bathroom, but yes, you get the deal. Okay, so the next facet, the next thing that comes together in being a G is obviously a G gets women, brother. Okay, so how do you get women, bro? How do you get women when you're broke? How do you? Cause, dude, like I'm telling you, bro, it all stems in here. A lot of you don't think you get women right now, and it's because you don't have money. That's not the case, bro. You don't get women because of these reasons right here. You don't get women because you're scared. You don't get women because uh, you're not in shape. You don't get women, but then even then, I wasn't in shape and I was still getting women, and it all stems in here. And so, how do you start to get women? How do you, again, turn on this fucking faucet so that it's never ending water coming out? It doesn't stop. You need to get good at cold approaching, whether that's in real life, whether that's online. Guys, this is a skill, okay? Anything in this world for the most part is something that you can get good at. Getting women is something that you can get good at. So literally learning how to walk up to girls and ask them for their number. Walking up to women and asking them, hey, can I take you out on a date? Complimenting girls, hey, you look beautiful. These are all skills that you need to develop, because if you don't get girls right now, it's just you aren't skilled at getting girls. And so how do you get girls? Start to put some focus on the skill set required to get girls, and the way you talk, the kind of questions you ask, all of these things. But understanding that this is a skill and that you can get better. Because I promise you, dude, if you get money, right, but you still haven't really mastered any of these skills, you're number one, you're going to be a weirdo, a clown, right? And so women won't really necessarily like you, bro. They'll like the money you have and everything else, but what this allows you to do is have women actually fucking like you for you, right? And regardless if you have money or you don't have money, but on top of that, this allows you to attract a bunch of women into your life, regardless. So, again, you need to get good at cold approaching. You need to get good at walking up to women in public when you see a beautiful girl, walking up to her and asking for her number, regardless if she says no or yes. You need to be able to do that. You need to be comfortable DMing girls online. Hey, thought you were really beautiful, whatever the fuck it is, right? So all of these things, you need to get good at cold approaching. Cold approach is literally, again, approaching somebody cold. Like in the business world, this is cold calling a business cold. They have no idea who you are. Walking up to this girl, she has no fucking clue who you are. Get good at it. It's a skill, okay? This is why I like business, because business teaches you these kind of things which lead to you becoming more confident, being able to do these things. But then again, like mastering all these other parts of becoming a G will help you become more confident, which will then also help you become more confident to do this stuff, which will help you get more girls. Okay, the next thing is, guys, you need to have a magnetic personality. Bro, I don't give a fuck. Like, guys, I'm 5'7", right? I'm a shorter dude. And there are still girls that are taller than me that I've gone on dates with, because they don't give a fuck. They like my personality. They like the way I talk, the energy I bring. If there's a party going on and there's a bunch of bitches, bro, like, I'll make sure that everybody's having fun, everybody's turned, even if these girls don't necessarily like me, but they usually always like me because of all this other shit, right? And so really having a magnetic personality will want girls to be around you, bro. They'll constantly come to you because of the energy you give off, because of that magnetic personality that you have, the fun that you always bring to the table, the way you make them feel, all of this shit, okay? And so a big thing that goes into having a magnetic personality is also you not being one of those guys that makes things awkward or that makes things weird, or there isn't like awkward pauses. And usually this comes with you and your development in mind, in body, in again, this is a skill in you hanging around more girls consistently, being able to keep a conversation by asking them simple questions. Um, and there's a lot that goes into this, and I'll probably make another video around how to get women in specific, but hopefully that gives you a little more emphasis there. The next thing, guys, is when you have a magnetic energy, what does that do? That allows you to absorb energy, right? Because again, magnet, you're an energy magnet. And there's a big difference here between giving off a bunch of energy and losing your energy around women and absorbing energy. And so what does this mean? This simply means in the fact that you want to make sure you become a magnetic personality where the girls are coming to you, right? By nature and because of the personality you have, and not on the other hand, where you're giving off your energy consistently, where you're like fucking consistently annoying people, annoying girls, where you're consistently having to go to the girls, right? Instead of them naturally coming to you. And I don't mean this in a cold approach sense. I mean like if there's some girls there, and there's two different parties that they'll naturally navigate their way over whatever it is, right? And so understanding that difference is very important, because absorbing energy, you won't ever get tired. Extracting energy, you will get tired very quick, and so it's something that definitely you need to pay attention to. The next thing is, guys, a G is a protector and a fucking provider when it comes to women. That's why they like to be around him, because he's capable of protecting if some shit happens. He's the one in front of the girls, not the girls in front of him. He understands that when he is with girls, they are pretty much his full responsibility, and that he will put his life on the fucking line for these women, right? It's just how it is as a fucking dude, okay? And same with provides. Guys, a G pays for girls' food. A man doesn't split the bill. He doesn't split rent. Like, I always thought that thought process was crazy to me on how this has become normal in the world. And so understanding that a G provides, bro. He buys food. He buys her stuff because he wants to and he likes to, and he understands that she is in some way, shape, or form his responsibility, right? And then again, a G would give his life because he's a protector. He understands the dynamic and his role as a fucking G, as a man. The next thing, guys, is a G is fucking clean. Okay? A G isn't dirty. He doesn't have shit all over his face. He doesn't have a bunch of acne everywhere. His nails aren't overgrown with dirt inside of them. His teeth aren't all fucking yellow and fucked up. His mouth, his tongue isn't all stained, and he doesn't have dirty breath. He doesn't have ripped clothes that he's wearing. A G is clean. He's well put together. And so how do you figure this out for yourself? Guys, in becoming clean, you need to tap into your personality and into your style. And so I was trying to figure out a way for me to put this on this piece of, on this presentation, and I couldn't. And I couldn't because you do this by figuring it out. You do this in doing, in trying different things and seeing which style you like, what more so you attract into your life, and the kind of person you are and the kind of G you essentially are. And for me, like wife beater, right? I like semi-tighter clothes. What I mean by that is shirts, very fitted, athletic. Pants, I don't like slim pants. I like athletic fitting pants that are a little bit baggy, not too baggy, but also not fucking hugging my legs. I think that's a little gay, but that's just me. But you'll figure this out for yourself, okay? And in figuring out what you like to wear and all that stuff. The next thing, guys, and I briefly touched on this, is fitted wear. Bro, there are 8 billion people in the world. Okay, and what the system has essentially done is fit 8 billion people into 4 sizes. Bro, there are way more than just 4 builds out there. What I mean builds is like your genetics, the way you're put together, whether it's how long your torso is, how long your legs are. And this was a huge thing in my journey, because what this allowed me to do is understand that you need to go and get your clothes fitted, bro. You need to go to a tailor, and you can do this when you're broke. Reminder, like, you can do all this while you're broke. That's the whole point of this video. It's cheap to go to a tailor and have her fix your fucking clothes. Like personally, again, like I'm a shorter dude, right? So a lot of my shirts hang way too fucking long. And so what I do is I go to a tailor and I get them cut shorter, make sure it fits correctly, or I buy certain brands that I like because those shirts fit me better. And in understanding that, you will look more put together, more clean. Again, fitted wear, right? I kind of spoke on this already. Athletic slim pants, not too tight. I like my pants a little more baggy. Uh, and then that, I forgot to change the slide, but that was essentially talking about getting your clothes fitted. The other thing is you want to stick to solid base colors, bro. Don't be like, it's okay to have, certain days or certain events or whatever where you are a little more out there, like wearing orange or yellow or green or fucking blue. But for the most part, guys, when it comes to being a G, stick to like black, white, tan, dark blue, dark green, like base colors, bro. I don't like to deviate from this. Like you can see, this shirt's white with some tan. I got some khaki pants on. In this picture, I got literally black, white shoes. Always keep it simple, keep it nice. And because I always stick to base colors. You don't want to look like a fucking buffoon, bro. And then the next thing to being clean and tapping into your style is understanding the power of jewelry, of watches, bro. If it's a watch, if it's a necklace, if it's a bracelet, if it's a couple rings. I don't really wear rings, think they're a little gay, but that's just me. And this stuff like adds like a little touch, bro, a little touch of masculinity, a little touch of G. Like I always used to have a gold chain that I wore. I don't anymore just because it kept pulling the hairs on my chest. But this was like a $3,000 gold chain, and it just, number one, it makes you feel good, but number two, it looks fucking sick. It looks nice. If you think of any G's, usually they're always wearing like a gold chain or something, and it just adds that tint, right? That little hint of spice, bro, of style, of I don't know what it is, but it looks nice, and it personally, it also makes me feel better, and just things are a little more put together when I am having all of these things, for example. But keep it simple. Again, like, look, I'm wearing a watch and that's it. I'm not fucking having 4 rings on, 3 bracelets, 5 necklaces. Like, I have nothing on. Watch. Keep it simple, always. The next thing, guys, and the last thing for the most part is a G is always dangerous, bro. A G is spontaneous. It doesn't take him a month of planning to do something. Like, fuck it, if we're going to the lake right now and it's 4 hours away, we're gonna go right now. We'll drive there, have fun, we'll pick up some girls, and we'll go. Right? It doesn't take a whole month of, all right, on this day and a month from now, we're gonna go to the lake, and this and this. Like, no, a G is dangerous. He lives day to day, bro. He's spontaneous. He's always ready. He takes risks. All of this stuff. Okay, and you can see here's a picture of me. Like, bro, living dangerous. Like, live a little. A lot of your guys' lives are boring because you have a boring life. Start to live an exciting life. Start to live a little fucking dangerous life. I say, fuck it. If you don't got to wear your seatbelt today when you drive the car, if that's what you got to do to feel a little dangerous, do it. Not that I advised you to, but you get the point. You can see here, I'm sitting on the top of my grandma and grandpa's house at the very top, just sitting there with my canister, was recording some content again, working. But you can see, like, this is dangerous. This isn't safe, but I don't give a fuck. Right? You need to live a little dangerous sometimes, bro. A G doesn't take life too seriously, right? He lives in the present. He lives dangerously, like this. Like, it is what it is. Fuck it, if I fall off, I fall off. Obviously, that's not the plan. No shit. But again, you live like a fucking, like today's your last, essentially. Okay? It doesn't take life serious because he knows it could end in a split second. The next thing, guys, is a G is dangerous in the sense of he's capable of protection. Okay, what we touched on earlier, where you learn how to fight. You need to be capable of being dangerous when it comes down to it. And how do you do that? By learning how to fight. How do you do that? By becoming a fucking leader, the one that steps in front of everybody. He's like, you know what, I'll fucking handle this if I have to, right? And on top of that, being dangerous also means you're self-assured. You don't question anything that you do. When you do something, you do it, you understand what the fuck you're doing, and it is what it is, okay? And guys, again, I think this is literally what puts together a fucking G. At least for me in my life in the past 4.5 years, kind of how I've developed. And you can do all of this while you're broke, bro. Because I think if you do all of this and you're working on your business, and then you start to make money, and then you start to make really good money, and then you're making millions, whatever it is, I don't think that there's anything better than being a G and having money like that. Like, this is literally the roadmap essentially in my life and in my goals of making all of these millions and all of this shit. Like, this is what's gotten me from being broke and being able to build this kind of mindset and still getting women while I didn't have money, and what will continue to happen when I do essentially make millions and millions of dollars, and what will allow me to still stay well put together and still able to attract so much again, women, so much money, and it's just because in the day to day and living like a fucking G. Because doing this, I promise you, will show God that you work hard. It will show people that you're respected. You will give off all of this energy again, and attract all of this energy, and having this magnetic personality that everything will come and come in tenfold. So, gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this little guide on how to be a G and navigate the game when you're being broke, bro, and make your way towards some money. As always, boys, if you want to work with me one-on-one on how to monetize your passion, how to build a business through social presence and building a personal brand, it's the first link in the description. Also have a free brotherhood. Went live with the boys today, actually was fucking amazing. If you want to join, it's the first or second link in the description, I'm not too sure. But with that being said, boys, I love every single one of you. Hopefully you took something valuable from this guide, from this presentation, and I will see you boys in the next one.